Hi, I have been wanting to do many videos about many different areas of occupation and all the aspects of occupational therapy since I have time on my hands. And as I wanted to do those videos, I was realizing that our occupation as an occupational therapist is so misunderstood. So I thought that I should do this one first. So what is occupational therapy? Occupational therapy is often confused by its name. It is so misunderstood by our name, occupational therapy, but it is also misunderstood because our scope of what we do is really wide sweeping. So to understand, I'm going to break it down into two reasons why I want to clarify. So to understand this, I'm going to define occupation, and I'm also going to talk about our scope of practice. I'm going to save time and talk about it, how it relates to specifically my area of our scope, which is pediatric occupational therapy, and specifically how it relates to functional interplay therapy. But if you have any other questions, I'm happy to clarify them as well. So an occupation is not just your paying job. It is not just, oh, I'm a teacher, or I'm an accountant, or I'm a dentist. An occupation is anything that you want to, need to, or have to do throughout your day. So some examples of occupation include eating food, going to sleep, getting dressed, playing, walking the dog, coloring, writing our name, participating in a family, driving a car. I could go on with many examples of occupation because there are 8 areas of occupation, which brings me to our scope of practice. So as my employees and interns know, I could talk about our scope of practice forever. I love our profession. I feel that we are misunderstood and underutilized, and I'm constantly trying to change that for my interns to be able to educate their population, whoever they work with, but also for my clients so that they can educate their families and friends as to why they or their children are receiving occupational therapy. So I want to list the occupations. I'm going to list them, and then I'm going to go back and explain the first 2. So activities of daily living, instrumental activities of daily living, rest and sleep, work, education, play, which is the main area of occupation for children, leisure, and social participation. So let's go back to those first 2. So activities of daily living. Those are activities that we are doing every day. Not every single day, but they are required usually in our daily life. So eating, getting dressed, bathing and showering, our functional mobility, personal device care if you are using any medical device, personal hygiene and grooming, and sexual activity. Our IADLs include a lot of other things that support our activities of daily living. So meal preparation, home management, financial management, child rearing, care of pets, and the list can go on. Additionally, within our scope, we are also looking at client factors. So I am taking into consideration your values and beliefs, your spirituality, but also your body functions and structures that reside within you that either are a support to occupation or are a barrier to your occupation and your engagement within those occupations. The other 2 areas on this slide that you can see are performance skills and performance patterns. So performance skills are what we can observe. So those are our motor skills, our processing skills, and the way that we can socially interact. And then our performance patterns are roles, habits, routines. We are looking at those individually as well as groups, which is why we take into consideration the whole family at Functional Interplay. In this next visual, you can also see that I am not just looking at the areas of occupation and your personal client factors, but I'm also looking at your contexts and environments. So the two environments that I'm looking specifically are the physical environment and social environment, but I'm also taking into consideration some context, which will include your cultural context, your personal context, the temporal context, which is like the time of your life, time of the year, stage in life, and then your virtual context as well. So how are you operating, what you need to do virtually, because a lot of what we do is virtually. When it comes to occupational therapy at Functional Interplay, we are using interventions that are based in sensory integration theory and the neurodevelopmental theories to help you do what you need to, have to, or want to do throughout your day. We are heavily based on theories and approaches that we call bottom-up approaches. So that means that we are really working on those foundational skills at the nervous system level so that we can really support those higher level skills in areas of functioning. For kids, a lot of what we're working on is their ability to play, their ability to behave as expected, follow the rules, access academic skills like attending to tasks or handwriting, sequencing jobs, or even organizing their materials. We're also working on their ability to have a sleep routine and to sleep. And then we're working on their ability to stay regulated. So that is a main and a very important foundational skill in order to access other higher skills. For adults, this means that we are helping you in all of the areas of occupation. But a big one at Functional Interplay is we are helping you with the instrumental activity of daily living that is called parenting. So there are so many aspects to parenting that we just never hear about when we become parents. But at Functional Interplay, we try our very best to include you in the way that we are intervening with your child because they go hand in hand. You can't have a child without a parent. So if you have any questions, please let me know. This is a very brief synopsis of what occupational therapy is, but hopefully it clarified something for you.